Hi, in this video today, I'm going to be talking about a surefire way that your myopia or nearsightedness will increase. What? We don't want it to increase, we want it to decrease. Okay, so before I go into talking about that, let's talk about how you can connect with us. If you're local, call us at 618-288-1489. If you're not local, you can still connect with us. We can still help. Go to our website at visionforlifeworks.com and click on the button to schedule a consultation. All right, so now why on earth are we talking about increasing myopia? We definitely don't want that to happen. Hold everything. Stop. So what is a surefire way to do this? Well, if the doctor is prescribing lenses for you, and at first you look at your lens prescription and you're like, oh, okay, well, I need to wear a -1 in both of my lenses. All right, first time I've ever had to wear glasses before. You know, after the computer all day, I'm kind of not seeing the street signs all that well. -1, both eyes. Okay, that's not too bad. But let's just say if we fast forward that, and after a little bit of time, your -1 for both eyes actually became a -150 and a -2. Now you're asymmetric. That's actually a surefire way to have an increase in your myopia for both eyes. And the more asymmetric you go in a lens prescription, the more asymmetric someone will become. They may even develop something called astigmatism. It's just due to the stress put on the visual system of one eye straining to focus a little bit differently than the other. And why does that happen? Well, because doctors are typically trying to help you to be able to see better, and individually you're being tested maybe behind that instrument or machine called a phoropter. And that's like that big black, looks like a big pair of Mickey Mouse ears from Walt Disney. Okay, maybe a bad analogy, but that's what I think of every time I look at it. And so when you're sitting back behind there and the doctor's got one eye covered and they are working to see what lens looks best for you to see your best with this eye, then they cover this one, then they open this one, what lens is best to see with this eye. If they don't do a balancing procedure to see like what actually provides the best balance between the two eyes, and even if they do, they may end up writing you an asymmetric type of lens prescription. Again, you're definitely going to end up becoming more nearsighted that way. You might even be able to go back, if you keep your records and notes and all of your lens prescriptions, to go back and see, oh yeah, this is where things kind of got off base. And a lot of times we can even go back and say that's associated with a really highly stressful moment in our life. Maybe it was a high visual stress moment, like a new job, or more time on a computer, or something going on with the family, or financial stress, or whatever. But something that's stressful, usually more work involved, is associated with the time frame where that asymmetry occurs. Now, I also want to tell you, what's another reason why you can get asymmetric in your lens prescription where one eye needs a lot more than the other? Well, there's a couple things to look at. For kids, it might be them laying on one side and watching the TV or reading. That's making one eye that's closer to the book focus differently than the other eye that's way over here off to the side away from it. It has to focus harder. And if you are laying down watching TV, it's the same thing. So one eye might be focusing harder to be able to try and see that TV screen or the computer screen. Now, what if you actually are, as an adult, using multiple monitors? And so you have screen set here, one over here, one over here. Well, that's another reason why some people will sometimes get asymmetric in their myopia, is they've got multiple screens. They don't tend to square their body up and look at each individual screen. They tend to just kind of go, well, let me just shift over here and do this. See, as I shift over here to do this, one eye is closer to it and one eye is focusing harder to get to that. And that's one reason why asymmetry in a myopia lens prescription can start to show up. So what do we do about that? Well, our goal is to try to balance lens prescriptions as much as we possibly can, knowing if there's a huge difference between them, like a -2 and a -8, that we can't always just make that totally even, but we want to try and reduce it as much as possible so that that gap between the two is not as large. So trying to make it as symmetrical as possible is always going to provide a better binocular situation, more comfort to the person, and less likelihood that that asymmetry is going to continue to grow out of control. How do we do that? Well, first we look at the lens prescription and try to balance it. Second, we enter people into using Syntonics and a vision therapy program. So our program is really split into two phases. The first phase is Syntonics. We're electrically reprogramming the brain to better vision using specific filters, a lot of times specifically this one, to be able to help balance out that asymmetry. And then hands-on kind of like physical therapy for the brain and eyes, teaching the brain how to have this new and revised vision system that's working for you better and more efficiently. Now, if that sounds like something that you might be interested in for yourself or your child, give us a call if you're local at 618-288-1489. If you're not local, that's okay. We can still help you. Go to our website at visionforlifeworks.com. You can click on the schedule a consultation button and learn how we might be able to help you. Now, if you like this video, hit the button, please. Also, make sure you subscribe. And if you feel like it could be beneficial to someone, then please pass it on. Thank you.